Jiggers, also known as sand fleas or chigo fleas, are tiny parasitic insects that can cause painful health problems in humans and animals. Although they are very small, often no bigger than a pinhead, their effects can be severe. Scientifically called tunga penetrans, these fleas are found mostly in tropical and subtropical regions, especially in parts of Africa, South America, and the Caribbean. Unlike ordinary fleas that bite and then jump away, female jiggers burrow themselves into the skin of their host, making them far more harmful. Jiggers usually live in dry, sandy soil, animal pens, or areas with poor hygiene. When people walk barefoot or wear open footwear in places where jiggers are common, the female flea can jump onto the skin and burrow into soft areas such as the toes, toenails, or soles of the feet. Sometimes they may also attack the fingers, elbows, or other body parts that are close to the ground. Once inside, the flea's head stays beneath the skin, while the back part of its body remains exposed, allowing it to breathe and release eggs. After burrowing into the skin, the area becomes itchy, swollen, and red. Within a few days, a round white bump appears with a tiny black dot in the center. That black dot is the opening of the flea's body, through which it breathes and lays hundreds of eggs. These eggs later fall onto the ground, hatch, and develop into new fleas, continuing the cycle. The swelling becomes bigger with time, and the pain increases, making it difficult for the affected person to walk or even use that part of the body. The health problems caused by jiggers are serious. The condition, medically known as tungiasis, can lead to severe pain, open wounds, secondary infections, loss of toenails, and in extreme cases, even tissue damage or gangrene. Children and elderly people are often the most affected, especially in rural areas where shoes are not always available. In some communities, people suffer from repeated infestations, which can cause long-term damage to the feet and affect their daily lives. Removing jiggers requires great care. Traditionally, they are taken out using a sterilized needle or pin to carefully lift the flea from the skin. However, if done incorrectly, parts of the flea may break off inside the wound, leading to dangerous infections. In medical centers, doctors usually clean the wound with antiseptics, prescribe antibiotics to prevent infection, and provide pain relief medicines. It is important not to scratch or squeeze the swollen area, as this can worsen the infection. Prevention is the most effective way to fight jigger infestations. Wearing closed shoes while walking in sandy or dusty places provides strong protection. Keeping living areas clean and avoiding sleeping directly on the ground can reduce exposure. In some regions, insecticides are used in soil to control flea populations. Regular nail trimming also helps, as jiggers often hide under toenails. Community education is equally important because awareness encourages people to adopt protective habits. In several rural villages, organizations distribute shoes and organize mass treatment campaigns to reduce jigger cases and protect vulnerable families. problem of jiggers is not only medical, but also social and economic. People who suffer from severe infestations often struggle to walk or work, which limits their ability to earn money or attend school. In addition, victims of jiggers sometimes face social stigma, with others wrongly associating the condition with laziness or poor character, when in reality, it is linked to poverty and lack of resources. This makes education and awareness even more important to fight both the parasite and the discrimination. In simple terms, jiggers are tiny fleas that dig into the skin, cause painful swelling, and reproduce inside the body. They spread mostly through barefoot contact with infested soil. Even though they are extremely small, they can create big health problems if left untreated. The good news is that jiggers can be prevented and controlled with proper care, good hygiene, and the simple act of wearing protective footwear. By spreading awareness and improving access to treatment, entire communities can be protected from the suffering caused by this parasite.